Hi everybody, we're Mike and Brenda Baker, and on this session we are doing a 7-part series about issues that men deal with in remarriage. So if you're a lady and you're watching this, you are free to be here as well. It might really give you some insight on how your husband is taking things, what he might be thinking, and ways that you can help him. So in this episode, the title is How Your Ex-Wife Spends Your Child Support Money.
So, this is not legal advice. All right, and this is primarily for the men, obviously. So let me reiterate. Every state is different. Child support laws are different. Child support enforcement agencies are different. They're called different names. They do different things. And obviously, we are going to defer you to those agencies and your lawyers in that case, okay? What we want to talk about here are some things that you can do within your own household, men, as far as child support goes, and how to deal with it mentally as well, okay? So with that, number one, and you guys are going to hear us harp this. I mean, harp it. It's one of the biggest obstacles I think that couples face is this whole unless they're receiving child support, then they think it's great. Okay, but child support when you got to pay it, all right? Child support is like taxes, all right? It's unfair. It feels unfair. You don't want to do it. I've met one guy in all of my years who actually wanted to pay, who actually was thankful to pay child support. One dude, okay, out of hundreds.
Yeah. Hundreds
of dudes, okay? So it's like taxes. It's just something you got to do. Just budget for it. Just do it, all right? Don't whine about it. I mean, sure, we complain a little bit when we pay taxes, but we got to do it every year, and so we figure it out. We get it done. You know, there are bills that you have that you just can't get away from. You know, nobody likes the electric bill. Nobody likes the water bill. Nobody likes the sewer bill, but we pay them because that's what we got to do. So take the same type of attitude on your child support, guys. I mean, it's just what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, now as a bonus, this is a little bonus. This isn't one of our 3 points. Are you taking this opportunity to teach your family about budgeting? Okay, you'll hear us talk about this too. The public school system, if your kids are in public school, are not teaching your kids about proper budgeting. They're not teaching your kids about what it means to save or invest or anything like that. So why not be transparent? Why not sit them down and say, look, this is the child support we pay and these are our bills, and you know, and this is where it's at. So that they understand if it's a burden, they can see the numbers and they're like, oh, we were completely transparent with our kids. They saw our bills, they saw what we were paying for things, and in a lot of cases, it stopped them for asking for certain things not because they were like, well, mom and dad are just cheap. It was because, oh, I guess there's not any money for that this week or this month.
Well, and anytime that there was an issue between us and his ex-wife, we definitely took that opportunity to just point out, this is why you should marry the right person the first time.
Right.
Now, it wasn't to put their mom down, but it's the facts. You know, if Mike and I had made better decisions in our first marriages, we wouldn't have gotten divorced to begin with, because it's so hard on the kids, first of all, but it's really hard on your confidence, and you end up questioning yourself a lot after a divorce. So there you go.
And these are decisions that you can make now as well.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not too late to make those right decisions, but yeah, I mean, take the time. You are really the one that needs to teach budgeting to your kids, and take this opportunity and this thing that you don't like, and use it as a teaching point. So rolling into it again, into number 2. When's the last time you had a child support audit done? Okay, now some states, child support enforcement, here where we live, it's child support enforcement. They'll do an audit. They'll go through. Are you paying too much? Now, I will warn you, you've got to be careful with those audits, because they don't care what your bills are. They don't. If you are paying an outstanding amount and it seems like, man, we just cannot make ends meet with I've seen households with 2 incomes and they're having trouble making ends meet because they have so much in child support to pay. It could be to your benefit to have an audit done, and they may say, okay, yeah, you are paying too much, and they may make the adjustment. And it's always good to let child support enforcement make the adjustment, because then there's nothing the other spouse can do about it, right? The other thing, once more disclaimer, we're not legal people. All right, this has just been our experience. Something we didn't talk about before we shot this video, I'm just going to throw out there is, I don't know what your relationship is with your ex. If you're drowning because of child support and debt and whatnot, don't be afraid to talk to your ex and say, look, this is, some of you can do it, some of you, I get it, you can't, but if you can, don't be afraid to go there and say, look, I'm not trying to get out of child support, but this is killing us. We can't afford this, we can't take care of this, and I would warn you on how you say things, but just say, is there any way we can ease this up even for a little while?
But if there is a decision made that you can,
in writing.
Yes, always do it in writing, always have the child support enforcement involved right away.
Yep.
Yeah, just make sure it's in writing.
Yeah, make sure it's through the proper channels, because you don't want her coming back or him coming back and saying, hey, they never paid this. And then suddenly you got to pay it. So always go through the agency you need to go through when that agreement can be made. Okay? But that's just a little caveat there. So with that, the thing that guys really have a hard time with, look, your ex is never going to spend that money the way you think she should.
You guys didn't do well as a married couple. What's gonna change now? It's not. So you just really have to know that she's not gonna spend it the way you want her to. It's okay.
You're gonna have exes that legit spend them on medical things, but you may think they need to be spent on clothes and not medical things. But that's their house. You can't do anything about it. You've got yet other exes who will make boat payments with it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that out loud. That wasn't my outside voice. So, but I mean, what can you do about it? You can't do anything about it. All right. Once that money leaves, it's like a gift. You give a gift, you don't get to tell people what to do with it. All right. Same with your child support. Once it leaves your account, you don't get to tell people what to do with it. So I would just encourage you guys. All right. Look, I mean, remember, it's like taxes. Take it as a teaching opportunity to teach your kids, and it's a good time for you and your wife to actually sit down and let those kids see that teamwork together on how that's going. Get an audit if you need to. Go to your ex if you can, and just realize that, look, they're just never going to spend it the way that you want them to.
Exactly. Well, that concludes this session on how your ex-wife spends your child support money. We hope that this helped you and gave you some tips and tools to be able to move forward and stop worrying about the small details that you can't control anyways. We hope that this helped you, and we thank you so very much for spending your time here with us today. There's a bunch of links down below of different things that we can help you with or offer, and we just hope that you'll take us up on them, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye.